Measles is actually one of the world's most contagious respiratory viruses. It's, it presents similarly like a cold, initially like a runny nose, cough, that kind of a thing. But then you can get red eyes or pink eyes and then a rash. It is also can be quite serious. About 1 in 20 children, if they get measles, will get pneumonia. And then unfortunately, some will also get brain swelling, encephalitis, and about 1 to 3 of every 1,000 children infected can unfortunately die from it. It is very, very concerning. I mean, this is the biggest outbreak in Ontario and in Canada for the last number of decades. To give you an idea, this outbreak started in southwestern Ontario in some communities where the cultural beliefs are such that they don't immunize their children. And it started in late 2024. And just for this year, we're not even half a year through, we have 2,000 cases. Compared to between the years 2013 and 2023 in Ontario, we only had a total of 100. In Canada, we unfortunately are leading the way with 75% of the cases, the biggest in North America. So if you were born before 1970, before there was a measles immunization program, you likely got measles. You should assume that you got measles. You might not remember it, but you likely did get it. So you're protected. But those born 1970 and later, you need to get 2 shots of measles vaccine. And overall, it's going to be 97 to 98% effective. What we're seeing is the immunization rates have gone down for a couple of reasons. One is with the COVID-19 pandemic, not many people were getting immunized because we were discouraging people from going to get their routine visits. So there's a catch-up for that, and that's been going on. But more worrisome is that in the last 10 years, we've seen a circulation of really false information about the effectiveness and safety of vaccines in general, and people are being discouraged by that. Vaccines are safe and effective, particularly the measles vaccine. It's been around for 50 years. Billions of people have been immunized. If you're born 1970 or later, check your immunization record, check with your family doctor, get 2 shots.
It is about 90,000 carts across the city that will be dropped off to driveways, to residential properties. So on the website, there is a schedule, what we're calling a cart delivery window, just to give residents an idea of when those carts might be dropped at their driveway. It is going to take us the entire summer. So we're going to start that week of June 16th, and we're going to go right through to August. But there is some tips and tricks when you receive your carts. We're asking residents just to check the schedule, and if you are going to be away, to make arrangements with family members, with your neighbors, to actually take those carts from the driveway and tuck them away. But the big tip is do not use the carts until that week of September 8th. And really that is, we're all going to start together across the city on the collection. But there is actually some thought behind when you start to fill your cart, but the set out will be that week of September 8th. Carts are actually the property of the city of Barrie. They're actually tied to your property. So what we ask is that when you receive the carts, there is a little window on the side of the cart where you can write your property address. Should you move, those carts actually stay with the property. There is information on the cart that tells us which carts belong to which property across the city. So when you get your carts, you're going to take them from the end of your driveway and tuck them into a safe spot. So we understand that, you know, you're going to have your existing system, garbage cans, the smaller green bins throughout the summer. So tuck them away. Maybe put them at the side of your house, in your backyard. Just find a safe space for them. What is actually great though when you start to use these carts as we get closer to September is that they keep everything contained. A special feature of the new organics cart is that it actually has a great locking feature to keep critters out and to keep waste protected. So we're always here to help. There is a great spot on our website with some really amazing frequently asked questions. So check there first, barrie.ca, curbside collection changes. Of course, we're always available here at Service Barrie to answer any questions. We have a full team on this project. It is quite a large one, but we're here to help.
We are looking at a need for funding increase to be more sustainable. We are seeing a massive decline in international enrollment for sure, and we'd love to see that at least stabilize. And we are actually growing domestic enrollment. And that's where really the funding piece comes in to ensure that we can grow enrollment, support the labor market, and make sure that we can afford to run all our programs. It's an unfortunate decision we had to make, and it is a temporary pause in operation. So we've had enrollment fall for a few years now at the South Georgian Bay campus, and given the falling enrollment and the overhead costs to run the campus, we had to make the hard decision. And it's just in light of our fiscal reality. We are facing a deficit budget, and so every dollar we can save right now is really important to ensure that we can keep running as many programs as possible across our other campus communities. Our goal all along in making this decision was to ensure students who wanted the programs at South Georgian Bay had an ability to take those programs at other Georgian campuses, and the students that were going into second year, we're working with them individually to find them a path at Georgian to complete their studies. There's an access agenda that Georgian College has proudly had since inception in 1967, and that's what makes this so hard, because that has been truly to the core of Georgian College for all those years, and now we're having to make some of those tough decisions, and I appreciate there's trade-offs that we have to make in light of this, but those are tough. Because we know there's a spin-off in that community. There's jobs in that community, there's access for students, there's employment, etc. And so, you know, the intent is it will be a pause while we work through our fiscal challenges, and we're hoping the government has said they'll relook at the funding formula starting this summer after our strategic mandate agreements are signed with the province. And so I'm optimistic that we'll find a path forward that we can maintain all our programming and maintain our 7 campuses.
Project Bionic has exposed an alarming volume of dangerous drugs being sold through the dark web marketplaces, with packages shipped across the country. This investigation into the use of the dark web for drug trafficking is a first of its kind for the OPP. In Project Golden, the OPP and our partners, Hamilton Police Service and the RCMP, seized approximately 38 kilograms of fentanyl, the OPP's largest fentanyl seizure to date.
To start, Project Bionic was a unique 5-month investigation aimed at dismantling an operation using a dark web marketplace to ship a high volume of drugs across Canada. The investigation revealed that orders would be placed through the dark web marketplace, then packaged and shipped to locations across Canada using various courier services and Canada Post. This intelligence-led investigation was initiated by the OPP Organized Crime Enforcement Bureau in July of 2024 to investigate drug trafficking activity in southwestern Ontario communities. On May 28, 2025, 16 search warrants were executed on residences and businesses in Oxford County, Norfolk County, Hamilton, Mississauga, York Region, Burlington, and Toronto, as well as 8 search warrants on vehicles. We seized a total of 38 kilograms of fentanyl, 19.5 kilograms of methamphetamine, 5.5 kilograms of cocaine, 3 firearms, and more than $121,000 in Canadian currency. The estimated street value of the drugs seized is $5.4 million. 15 people were arrested and charged with a total of 140 of offenses. The fentanyl seized in Project Golden was enough for approximately 380,000 street-level doses.
As the Commissioner of the OPP, I'm here to assert our commitment to removing fentanyl and other illicit drugs from the communities we so proudly serve. Protecting Ontario from the criminals trafficking illicit drugs remains a top priority for the OPP and our policing partners.